am so excited because this is the kind of guy that we should have on the bench, ready to move forward and up the ladder. He is exactly the kind of elected official we need. I just found out the other day he was endorsed by Craig Huey, the election project. It's very rare for him to endorse outside of what the GOP has endorsed. He also is here every single month videotaping CPOC's meeting and editing them down for length and content. Please welcome James Wallace, who's running for 68th Assembly District.
Hello, my fellow Americans. You know, I never would have imagined that I'd be running for office, never. But seeing what's happened in California the last couple of years really compelled me to get involved. I come from the trade show industry, putting in and taking out conventions, that sort of stuff. Because of everything that's happened over the last couple of years, trade shows may never come back to where they used to be here. They used to be, you know, a really big part of the economy here in Southern California especially, but right now it's hanging in the balance like a lot of things. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. You know, they're still messing around with mask mandates and things like that, which I'm a non-complier, so, you know. So after the shutdown a couple of years ago, I started watching a lot of, you know, city council meetings locally. And when everything started opening back up, I started attending these meetings in person. And this might sound weird, but I actually enjoyed learning a lot about, you know, the things that were going on locally and what concerns Orange County residents had when it came to all sorts of issues. So of course, I started doing more and more research on the things that were happening locally. I guess that just goes back to my college days. My major was broadcast journalism, so I always had an urge, you know, to find out the truth. I always got that in me. I got to find out the information. And that was a tough major, by the way, because I was surrounded by so many liberals, including the professors that were at the college. So it's pretty obvious who's trying to destroy California as a whole, though. And of course, we all know that that's the Democratic Party. They've had full control of this state for decades, and you've seen what's happened. They've gone so far left that, you know, the party is unrecognizable at this point. And it's pretty safe to say now that it's not the party of when your grandparents were kids. It's not even close, you know. But getting back to the issues, we all know that we've got the highest taxes in the nation. Our education system is in the toilet. They're trying to sexually indoctrinate our children and teach them critical race theory. I mean, it's insane what's going on in the schools. I mean, I've run out of words to describe it, quite frankly, but this is exactly why we need school choice. Parents are a heck of a lot smarter than the government, so it's time we give power back to the parents, right? And another thing that Sacramento wants to do away with is the American dream of having a peaceful single-family home. They believe single-family homes are immoral in Sacramento. This SB 9 that they rammed through is an absolute degradation of local control. And if you don't know what SB 9 is, it started off as a mandate back in 2021, and then it became law this year on January 1st. Basically, it allows the subdivision of a single-family residential lot into 2 lots and the development of up to 2 single-family residences on each of the subdivided lots. It's very chaotic. And remember, when these Democrats went through with this, the narrative was there's a housing shortage and we need to build more homes. Well, no, we've got plenty of housing, but the issue is affordability. Plain and simple, it's an affordability issue here in California. And that's one of the many reasons why we still have a massive homeless population in our state. So, and of course, what SB 9 effectively does is it creates problems for the environment. Density gets worse, air quality gets worse, along with noise, property values go down, etc. And that's exactly why Redondo Beach, Torrance, Carson, and Whittier, those 4 cities, all in LA County, have taken legal action against the state on SB 9. So it's good to see even cities in LA County going after it, right? And there's so many more things that we need to tackle. Obviously, we need to repeal the gas tax. Democrats apparently love to pay high gas prices, and that's why the ones in Sacramento keep voting for it. So we got to repeal Prop 47, which is the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act. Thank you, Kamala Harris, right? My goodness. So we got to get that repealed. And I think once we get that repealed, we can, that'll put us on the right track again in terms of reducing crime. So that'd be a good start. We need to become energy independent again. I'm frankly tired of us having to depend on countries like Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Russia for our oil. We have the resources here, folks. There's no need for us to have to depend on other countries for our energy, plain and simple. I mean, let's tap into what we have here, right? Matter of fact, we have so many resources here that we can export to other states and other countries. So we don't have to import anything. We have the ultimate potential to be the true powerhouse of the world, in my opinion. So we need to upgrade our water infrastructure. I think when Sacramento keeps raising taxes to build new dams and reservoirs and they don't follow through on those promises, we need to hold them accountable. And, no major water storage facilities have been built since the late 70s. We don't want our dams to collapse like Oroville did a few years ago. Things like that not only affect our water supply, but also electricity. We have to remember that hydroelectric dams produce over 16% of California's energy, and Oroville is a big one. So once again, we just have to maintain and upgrade what we have in place already when it comes to the state level. Make sure our tax dollars are spent correctly, plain and simple. I'm James Wallace, common sense conservative candidate for State Assembly District 68, and I approve this message.
Great future. I wish I could take credit for how smart he is, but I can't. His dad is here. Tony, are you here? You want